You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Folks, Donald Trump is an evil, despicable human being. This is a man who has given $28 billion to farmers who have been hurt because of his tariff tizzy with China and other countries. Yet now what he wants to do is cut the food benefits to 700,000 Americans. It's part of the SNAP program called Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Under current rules, people between the ages of 18 and 49 are required to work at least 20 hours a week for more than 3 months over a 36-month period to qualify for food stamps. They want to change that. Joining us right now is Congresswoman Marcia Fudge of Ohio. She is the chair of the House Agriculture Subcommittee on Nutrition, Oversight, and Department Operations. So, Congresswoman, exactly what is it the Trump folks want to do? They want to change the work requirements?
Yes, and thanks for having me on, Roland. You hit the nail on the head. They have spent $28 billion primarily giving money to millionaire farmers. Not the poor farmers, the millionaire farmers.
And not loans. This is...
Absolutely not loans. Welfare.
Right.
Giving them taxpayer dollars. What they want to do now is to make the work requirements stronger. They want them to work more hours. They want them to prove that they're looking for work. They want to put them in training programs. By the way, I've never known USDA to be an expert at training people for jobs. But they have not, but this is the worst part of it, though, Roland. Currently, more than 30 states have waivers to make sure that their people are not out here in the streets with no food. They're now taking away the state's ability to waive some of these requirements. These same people that believe in states' rights, Roland, are saying to the states, no, we're not going to let you waive this rule because there are no jobs for these people. We're not going to let you waive this rule because these people may have PTSD or may be emotionally not able to work. They've just decided they're going to punish every single adult between the ages of 18 and 49 that doesn't work.
Now, here's what Sonny Perdue, the agriculture commissioner, said, quote, "We're taking action to reform our SNAP program in order to restore the dignity of work to a sizable segment of our population and be respectful of the taxpayers who fund the program. Americans are generous people who believe it is their responsibility to help their fellow citizens when they encounter a difficult stretch. That's the commitment behind SNAP, but like other welfare programs, it was never intended to be a way of life." First of all, what's the total cost of the SNAP program?
About $70 billion.
Okay.
Look. But this is the thing, though, Roland. This is what is so ridiculous about that. These people only get 3 months worth of benefits anyway. So it's not like it's a way of life. They get 3 months at a time. As long as they are in compliance, all right, they get 3 months. So it's not a way of life. And
so
even outside of just this ABOD thing, the average person stays on food stamps less than 1 year.
Okay, so explain that to folks when you say for 3 months. And so what happens is you can only qualify for food stamps for a period of 3 months, and the guidelines say you must look for work, blah, 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 all those different things like that. So it's in 3 month increments.
Correct. That is correct. They would make you believe that these people are getting benefits every day, and it is just not true.
Now, they claim that this is what they claim. They say they found 2.9 million adults on the SNAP rolls were able-bodied and did not have dependents, and 2.1 million were not working.
But they don't know who these people are, Roland. They don't know. Many of these people are people who really cannot work. They either do not have the mental capacity. A lot of them are veterans who have come home with PTSD. Many of them are people who may be handicapped in other ways that they don't know. They don't know who these people are. So they are just assuming that all of these people don't work because they don't want to work. They never consider the fact that they don't work because they can't work. And that's the other fallacy of this whole food stamps program, this whole SNAP, is that most people who are eligible to work and can work do work. There are more people who work on SNAP today than people can even imagine. They need to just stop telling the lie.
Here's what's interesting.
They have the authority.
The Robert Wood Foundation study said that 97% of SNAP participants who will be affected by this live in poverty. 88% have household incomes at or below 50% of the poverty level or less than $600 a month.
Correct.
These people are, so Trump has given rich ass farmers $28 billion, but they're tripping on folks who are bringing home less than $600 a month.
Correct. And to make matters worse, the smaller farmers are experiencing more than 250% increase in bankruptcies. And guess what? They could do better if they continue to bring in food to these people that they're going to take off the food stamps.
But the crazy part is many of the people affected are from red states, rural areas. And look, I use the hashtag, we tried to tell you, anytime Trump does something that's going to affect these people. And this is where I would hope that any Democrat running for office will go to these broke white folks and say, look, these are not just black folks and Latinos who are going to be screwed. It's y'all too. And this is what Reverend Barber's been talking about with the Poor People's Campaign.
No question about it. The majority of them are from red states.
Congresswoman Marcia Fudge, we surely appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
All right, folks, I want to talk about this with our panel, Dr. Julianne Malveaux. She's economist, president, Emerita, Bennett College. Also, Dr. Greg Carr, chair, Department of Afro-American Studies, Howard University. And she's supposed to be here talking about voting issues, but I'm like, what the hell? She could talk about this here. Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Roland.
I mean, look, y'all cover it.
Right.
Y'all cover this stuff. And so Julie Brown Diana is, of course, the Advancement Project, director of the Advancement Project. I use a hashtag, Julianne, for that reason. And it's like, we tried to tell you. These broke white folks should listen to black people. We told you this man was evil. We told you he didn't give a damn about y'all. He lied to y'all about coal, lied to y'all about these steel plants, lied to y'all about opioids. And now you have these fools who try to make this adjustment. But these are the same people who earlier wanted to actually reduce, they wanted to get rid of food stamps totally and put the food basically in a box and deliver it to the doorstep.
Going back to the 1960s when they did that then with food assistance. The thing about it, Roland, is that most of these people who are working, they get food stamps because they are not earning a living wage. If we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, some of those people will come off of SNAP. So you have people who are working every day, and they still are getting SNAP. And
it's called the working poor.
Yes.
Right.
And some of these people are holding two jobs. And, you know, the hook for Sonny Perdue is, well, they don't have any dependents. You know, they don't have kids. They're single people without kids. But, you know, single, may not be single. So you have people who are living together, et cetera. But the bottom line is, as Fudge said, is that this is mean-spirited, ugly, and it's going to affect not only black people, but also white people. It's going to affect poor people. And Reverend Barbara has said that the number of poor people in this country is 140 million. Using an alternative measure than the measure that the census uses, talking about the people who are just at the poverty line or a little bit above. So this is going to be far-reaching. They're also, Roland, planning to throw some young people off of school lunches, excuse me. But they're planning to throw young people off school lunches, again, for the same reasons. Their parents work. Well, they have school lunches because they're below the poverty line or at the poverty line. So this is just a scam by 45, and there's so many scams by 45, but nobody seems to want to check him.
Also joining us is Eugene Craig, CEO Eugene Craig Organization via Skype. I want to go to you, Eugene. Look, you're a Republican, and this, to me, shows how callous and shameful these people are. We had nearly, $2 or $3 trillion tax cut that benefited rich folks in this country, benefited major corporations. None of those companies did not reinvest that money in their companies, did not increase the pay of workers, they basically did stock buyback, and they said, we ain't building new buildings or putting that money into the workers' pockets. And here you have the targeting of folks over food.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, this is just the harshness and the cruelty of the Trump administration, right? And this is how dumb this thing is, right? So on one end, the way the food program works is it's literally a double win for the agriculture industry. On one end, they get the direct subsidy. On the other end, the product is being bought by, essentially dollars provided by the federal government. So the federal government is essentially buying the product twice. And what Team Trump is doing here is that they're taking care of farmers, and a lot of times these are farmers that aren't even being affected by the Trump trade war. Soybean farmers. A lot of those payments were going to farmers in the South that whose products aren't necessarily being affected by tariffs from countries that we trade with. But what you're seeing here is Trump doesn't care about poor people. Trump doesn't care about black people. But the issue is that your typical Trump voter who's going to be terribly affected by this is not. They haven't woken up, and maybe now they'll wake up a little bit when they're looking at they can't go and eat because their leader decided that they want them to starve.
All right, folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. Fam, it's holiday season. This is when you think about spending time with your family and friends. This is also when you count your blessings and support those less fortunate. This year, become a holiday hero and change someone's life forever. Right now, hundreds of thousands of Americans are sitting in jail without being convicted of a crime. Why? Because they can't pay their bail. Think about it. If you are arrested for any minor offense and you go to jail, if you don't have the money, you got to stay there until a court date is scheduled. That could be weeks, that could be days, weeks, or even months. Some black folks have were there for years. Simply put, America's bail system is broken for people of color. Freedom should be free, folks. That's why the Ebony Foundation is partnered with the Bail Project and is sponsoring the Home by the Holiday campaign. The Bail Project has helped bail out thousands of people over the years, and with your help, they plan to bail out 1,000 people by New Year's Day. What they want you to do is make a donation anywhere from $25, $50 to $50 or more to do so. Now, of course, people of color represents anywhere from 50 to 90% of the jail population across the country. Now, check this out. Without bail, nearly 90% of those charged with misdemeanors plead guilty because they're trying to get out. However, when bail is paid, less than 2% receive a jail sentence. Sometimes justice just needs us. If you want to donate, folks, and help the Ebony Foundation, go to homebytheholiday.com. That's homebytheholiday.com. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.